you have to start with having the top management of the company to see sustainability not as a cost, but as a source of profit and growth. When business executives are able to look at environmental, health, and social issues as a way to compete successfully, to better serve customers, to better motivate employees, and to meet even higher investor returns, then the obstacles begin to go away, and you start to find that the whole organization can believe that sustainability is not only good for the planet, not only good for people, but it's also good for business. Well, in a really sustainable company, the communication department becomes more important than it was before, because you need even more interaction between people. There's a great need for the entire organization to understand a more complex set of messages. So it's not just about meeting short-term profit objectives. The entire organization has to understand how environmental, health, and social issues can contribute to competitive advantage. There's also a second role for the communications professional, which is to communicate outside the organization. So there's inside to employees, but there's also outside. And this is a new kind of communication, I would say. It is not only giving information like press releases or announcements or making a website. The communications role has to become more interactive and engagement-based. There's a need to take local communities or non-governmental organizations or regulatory agencies from the government and to have a dialogue with them. So communication goes from a one-way flow to a two-way flow. Well, I think that the communications department needs to first have a greater integration into the top management in a way. I mean, I think, you see, to communicate sustainability for competitive advantage, you have to understand competitive advantage. So that means the communication professional now has to have a real solid understanding of the business model. They understand, what is it that makes the company able to attract customers? What is it that makes the company able to compete differently from competitors? What is it that allows it to capture profit and to grow? And so I would say the first thing is for communications to have a deep understanding of the business and a deep understanding of the environmental, health, and social issues that the business faces. And with those two kinds of capabilities, I think communications becomes more strategic. Providing knowledge, providing education, but also it is facilitating culture change. So I think HR, in many companies that are starting down the sustainability journey, they recognize that there's a need to do a special training effort. So they begin to hire people who can come in, consultants or educators, who can come in and not just give information about sustainability, but also facilitate the discussion inside the company. I think all of these roles become more interlinked, so HR becomes more interlinked with communications, communications becomes more interlinked with top management, with operations, with strategy, with finance. So sustainability really leads to more collaboration and a more strategic role for these functions.